Hello, hello. Welcome to the Get At Gaming podcast. I am Alex,
I'm Ben.
and this is another podcast where we talk about Nirvana, the band, the show. Normally, it's whatever we want to talk about, but two Nirvana, the band, the shows in a row. Um, how you feeling today, Ben?
I'm just taking life at one burger at a time. One burger at a time. Just remember that.
Take a one burger at a time.
Uh, no, this was great. I just got done telling Alex that if this comes out on a physical version in the US, I would like to own this. Um, it was funny enough to keep me interested. And it wasn't one of those things where I was like, oh, I gotta get through this season. I had no problem watching it twice.
Hmm.
So both these seasons in a couple weeks, I've watched it twice. So, that's a big deal to me. They're short enough where they are just at that right level where it doesn't drag on. And their comedy is pretty good.
Yeah,
Uh, well, as we get into episode, I have questions. Uh, but the best thing about these is on the second time I'm watching them, I try to get like the little things of like, ooh, there's this sound effect or this music or, things of that because there's always some hidden pop culture in
yeah,
every single one of these episodes.
yeah. There definitely is. I said this before we started, but um with these seasons, I'm less familiar with them compared to the first ones because I've seen the first season a million times. The season not as much because it wasn't available. I lied the last episode. I thought I didn't see this series all the way through. Apparently, I did. I was just mistaking the last episode with I guess maybe with the web series because I was watching that at the same time too. Because like when I was watching them on the roof and everything, I was like, wait, there's supposed to be a knife, and then yeah, there's a knife. So yeah, I have seen the whole show, so I lied last time. So I'm not a fake fan. Um, so yeah, I watched them in the slums, back in the day of archive.org. Um, but yeah, we'll go through the episodes and talk about them and just see how we like them and everything. But I mean, before we just talked about it a little bit, but before we get into the rigmarole and things. This is the Get Gaming podcast, Get Gaming Plus podcast, where you can find us bi-weekly. You can find us on YouTube on Fridays generally, and then you can find us on audios on Wednesdays. Um, you will find us, yeah, youtube.com/Get Gaming, or you can find us just audio services if you just look up Get Gaming. Um, you can also see friend of the show, founder of the show, recently opened up a new store. So if you're in Indiana in the Rossville area, you can go to Over the Board. This is free plug. You can go over there. It's a new card game store, and it's pretty nice, really nice. I at the time of this recording, I've already been there. Later on, Ben and I plan on going back, but so he can go there. But yeah, it was pretty nice. I got it's all the way over here. I can't grab it. But I got a commander deck of Final Fantasy VI, the collector's edition deck. So it's a lot nicer than my other one. I'm just probably gonna keep this one sealed because it's expensive, but it's rightfully expensive. Um, but yeah, just a little free plug. Apparently, they both listen to the podcast like currently. So hello.
Oh, nice.
If you hear this, text me hi. Um, we'll see when you actually listen to this. We'll see if you're a liar or not. Um, but
The gauntlet has been thrown down. We're just
it
throwing
has.
it out there.
Well, if I allow free publicity, I'm at least going to do this, and my picture is now in their Facebook banner as well. So I deserve something, you know. That's what it is. At least it's not season 1 of Nirvana the band the show. At least like my penis
Right,
is on the
right.
banner. So like it's all good.
Yeah. God, I'm glad you warned me before I watched that one because
Yeah.
if not, I'd have been like, "Oh, look, there's a penis." But it made it funnier,
Yeah.
even though I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
But you never really told me like you said it like kind of between these episodes.
Mhm.
So once I saw it, I was like, that's funny. Um, yeah. Uh, um, my older son loves to buy cards and stuff. So I told him about it. He goes, "Oh yeah, I need to go." So we will be there Saturday at his shop. And maybe if he's listening, Spencer, if you're listening, again, we'll get something together so you can be on the show. So
Yeah,
I think it'd be great to have him on.
definitely. Definitely, definitely. Well, now we're done with that rigmarole. What did you think of this season just overall? Just like light expectations and
Um,
like you already talked about how like this is overall for both you want to own this, you want to buy this on Blu-ray. But what did
yeah.
you think about this season? No spoilers without um of everything. Yeah, what do you think?
I thought it was really good. I think, obviously production value went way up on this one here. Uh, and I think for me personally, I was like, this is really well done. Uh, and just when you think they couldn't do anything else, right? They one up themselves in here. I do want to rewatch the movie now that I have some more context of like who they are and what they do. I think if I watch the movie, I think it'll be even funnier this time around. Overall, I thought this was great. They're they're super funny, and it's not even like there's like little things that are funny. It's not everything there. It gives me like it's not the same, but when I was watching What We Do in the Shadows,
Mhm.
every now and then I had a favorite character named Laszlo, right?
Mhm.
And he would say something and it would just be like funny. That's both of them together where they both say funny things or crazy situations. Um, and the fact that they bring in random people that are real people on the street was what makes it even funnier.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Um I have heard recently how people ask like, "Oh, what like they're interviewed by like IGN recently, right? Or something came
Yeah.
out and it was like, what kind of video game would you want for Nirvana the band? And uh Matt said he would like a roguelike, but you can never win. So like you just keep going and going, and then you try to get the show at the Rivoli, but then something always gets in the way. So then you level up, you get different skills for the next time, and then you get a different plan, and you're just trying to do a plan to get to Rivoli and just keeps going and going and going. And I was like, yeah, that sounds like a fun little like indie game or something like that. Like I think
I
it'd be
bet
an
it'd be
excellent,
on I bet it'd be on N64.
probably, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I again, I think from somebody who doesn't watch a ton of comedy on TV, this was hilarious. Um, in my time, shows that I finished were What We Do in the Shadows, Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell, Tim and Eric Awesome Show, great job. Are only a few of the I think I did Seinfeld. I think I finished it.
Mhm.
But these are the only ones I've really finished the whole seasons.
Yeah.
So I think that says a lot that I've watched. They're in the ones, and I think I love Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell. I think I've watched it like 5, 6 times.
Mhm.
That's what you need to be looking when you're out next time and you're out and about.
I don't think
I
there are
need
physicals of
those
that at all.
there. I think there was like very, very little.
Mhm.
There was DVDs, I want to say.
Okay.
See, now I got, as you're talking, I'm going to look these up.
Yeah, I don't know if there was. For some, I mean, I've never seen them. I have like Brack DVDs and other stuff like that, but it's like Lucy, Daughter of the Devil. I don't think there's DVDs of that. Um, maybe there are, but who knows?
You could buy season 1 on DVD for $100.
I wonder if it was one of those like print to make, like how Adult Swim had something like that for the last season of not Birdman, the other thing. What's his name? What's his name? Space Ghost.
Yes.
Yeah, it like the last season of Space Ghost or whatever, you would have to like print off your own DVDs essentially from like Adult Swim's website. Like it was one of those print on demand things, and so you couldn't just find them in stores. So I don't have those. I just have the other ones, but yeah, I mean, if you're saying it's that good, um,
Yeah.
like you're liking this show, compared to those, like that definitely is something great. Like I don't need to what's the word? I I don't need people to like my thing in order for me to like it. But sometimes it feels
Right.
nice where it's just like, oh, I'm not crazy. Like the show is hilarious and other people do
No.
like it. Because it was such like like, underground thing. Like it was such a cult thing originally because you
Yeah.
just couldn't find it that I was watching it and it's like I think this is hilarious and I don't care what other people think, but I'm curious. Like, do other people think this is funny? And sure enough, everyone does. And so
Yeah.
like, yeah, a lot of their clientele and stuff, it's a lot of younger people like this show. Like that's what I've heard. Um,
Yeah, my niece was here. She's going to NYU, and she's in film study. And we were talking about the movie, and she goes, "Oh yeah, it's on my list to watch. I got to watch it." And I said, "Well, they're coming. The show's coming out on Hulu." And she's like, "Oh, I got to find time to watch it." Um, and she's like, "I heard a lot of people on campus are talking about it." She's a sophomore there. The fact that that's where she's at, and then people are talking about it there
mhm.
in a film school says a lot.
Yeah.
Um, I think Alex and I come on here every other week. We talk about things we really like. And there are times I'm gonna laugh that we think that this other person should like this, like China O'Brien 1 and 2. I hate bringing it up all the time, but yeah, um, it wasn't well liked. It
Mhm.
didn't age well. I paid $60 for that.
Yeah.
But every now and then there's these diamond in the roughs. And when he showed me the movie, I'm sure you were worried, like, is this Ben's comedy? Is he gonna like this?
Mhm.
And I did. I did. I think this one is definitely one that people should check out.
Yeah.
Um, it's rare on our show to say, yes, you should check this out. You should watch this. And before we even get to the end of like what our thoughts were, I mean, I'll be upfront. People should watch this. I think the more people watch it, the more chance that we could get these re-released here in the States. And I think
Mhm.
we can maybe even get some of their web series released as like special, you know, special on like a Blu-ray or something like that. I know
Yep.
people talk, oh, I don't know, physical, but yeah, I think this could be something that could happen.
Yeah, the web series is still available. Like that website that I sent you in one of our DMs, like
Oh yeah.
technically it still exists like on like a website because it was never, for profit or whatever. So like it still can exist. And a lot of that stuff is was eventually just retold in the actual show. And so I mean spoilers for Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, I guess. So you're here first. But there are theories about um how like the beginning of that show or whatever or beginning of that movie and all that, like that timeline is the timeline from like the web series to then the movie. And then because they changed the timeline a couple times, that's what made the show canon instead of the web series essentially. And so that's because like yeah, the show and the web series like have the same episodes. Like there are some episodes that are very 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 similar. And so it's just like one had more budget because one was a TV show. So and like things
Yeah.
are done a little bit differently. So like and they're younger versus older. Um so like yeah, we could see some more like other episodes from that to play or whatever. But yeah, I recommend you watch the web series. I don't know if other people need to watch the web series. Web
Yeah.
series is kind of dated comedy. I'm not gonna lie. There's some language that those boys shouldn't be using. But you know, I mean, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh, things, some things like this don't age well.
yeah.
Um, you know, it's like some older movies where instead of using African American or black actors, they just kind of decided it was okay to paint themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's so funny because one movie in particular, I remember I was talking to somebody and they're like, "Oh, but you have to understand, like that was a different time, right? It's a different era." And I'm like, "It's still pretty messed up now." Uh,
Yeah.
but I feel like that's the thing with anything is you are gonna have things that are not politically correct as now.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I thought everything in this, if you watch it on Hulu, everything I saw in there was at least there was some borderline, but pretty much for the most part, it was all PC, you know?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, but yeah, without further ado, I guess we'll start talking about the show. You know, like you said, let's take it one burger at a time. Um,
The burger.
the burger. This episode is a Wahlburgers parody, kind of. This
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so Matt has a plan where they'll go to a Maple Leafs game, so hockey, they'll go to a game where they will Matt and Jay will kiss, and then that will make everyone in the stands so upset and puke everywhere, and then they'll be like, it's a publicity stunt, we're gonna go play at the Rivoli. Because he's like,
Yeah,
oh, all of their bigotry and stuff, it'll show them for who they really are or whatever, and then it's just a publicity stunt. And then Jay's like, oh, I don't want to kiss you. I don't want to do the plan. And it's like, why? It's the same as if a woman kisses a man. And then Matt's like, I think it's better or something like that. Like they're just trying to one up each other by being more and more PC versus each other.
yeah,
Um but I think it was like earlier Jay was just upset about the plans, about like, we need to stick to one plan, that's our problem, we keep doing too many plans and keep changing our plans, we need to stick to one plan no matter what. And then Matt brings up the kiss plan, and he's like, no, I don't want to do that, but Jay, you said to stick to one plan no matter what. We have to do it, we have to stick to it. um but Jay like doesn't want to do that plan, so then um he goes to like improv and like an improv class and all of that. This was awkward, like very awkward with the
it was very
improv,
awkward.
because like Jay was doing well at the improv and Matt was just very very bad at the improv. It's like I forget, have you seen The Office or no?
Oh yeah,
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes there's certain people that I know where it's just like you haven't seen The Office, but like it's like when Michael Scott goes to improv and then he just pulls out like a gun, and like that's his thing where he's like, boom, Detective Michael Scarn. Like that's how it feels. Um,
right.
where it's just like very awkward about like you don't know how to yes and you don't know how to do any of this stuff. But yeah, Matt's upset. Matt's upset. Jay's doing well. Matt goes to Wahlburgers and he's like, what kind of a burger do I get when you're sad? And the person's like, a burger when you're sad? Like, you should do I forget what it's called, like the double something.
Yeah,
Um, and so he gets the burger and he's like, oh yeah, sure, a magical burger. And he's like, oh yeah, I wish Jay would come in and apologize to me. And then he takes the bite of the burger, and then Jay comes in and apologizes. And so he thinks that the burger is like magical. And then at the same time, this is shot like Wahlburgers. So then there's like interview cameras about like, he's like, oh whoa, this thing happened to me, Jay came in. um and so, yeah, they use their improv skills. They try to get on the kiss cam. But then a gay couple is chosen. Everyone's cheering for them. So then they're upset that they didn't get chosen for that. And then the camera does go to them, but then Matt keeps eating all these burgers to try to do magic. Since it worked once, right? So then he's just eating
yeah,
all these I think it was a Donnie burger. I think that's what it was called.
yeah. And
Um,
he ordered like 10 of them
yeah,
at the restaurant there,
yeah.
and so he just keeps eating these burgers. It's it was making me sick. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
good lord, I don't even. I wonder how many he had to eat for the skit and stuff. Uh, is it was kind of making me sick.
Yeah, definitely. Like he's like eating a lot of burgers and he pukes and on camera, and then they get thrown out of the game and all of that. But yeah, I this is this is the episode at the beginning where they're doing like a jingle or something, or like a burger jingle, because they are talking about Wahlburgers. This is a clip that's shown a lot. I know it's been shared with me a lot, but then it seems like the LGBT they like this thing because they're writing a thing like the hey the hungry guy, hey the hungry girl, or maybe you're something different. Oh no, they don't like different. It's a genderless burger experience, and so like a lot of
Yeah,
non-binary people like actually like that joke. Like they think it's like inclusive and funny at the same time. Like I've seen a lot of people like on Twitter and stuff who um who are that who really like those jokes. So
is that like the joke at the first season? Like, well, they don't know us. They may not like us. Go, oh, because we're white.
yeah.
Like, is it is it that kind of joke? Um, what
Hmm.
was hilarious was when he did get sick, when they were supposed to do the kiss cam, when he got sick or whatever,
Hmm.
like all these people around him are real hockey fans.
Yeah.
And he's like spitting all this stuff up.
Hmm.
Uh, it was quite hilarious. I have never been in a situation where someone is puking behind me
Yeah.
or around me, but it can't be pleasant.
No, no, definitely not. I mean, last time we ranked these episodes and all that, I think this is a very high season opener. Like I think this
Yeah,
might be one of the best episodes of the season, personally. Just
yeah.
because of how quick it is and how fun it is. There are others in here that I like for different reasons, um but yeah, I thought this episode was pretty good. What do you think overall about this one?
I think it was a good way to start it. It looks better. It starts off really well. Kind of at the beginning, it made me want a Wahlburger.
Yeah.
By the end, I was like, no, thank you.
Yeah,
um,
it's an anti-commercial for Wahlburgers.
yeah, yeah. And then they kept showing like clips from Wahlburgers of
Yeah.
like Mark talking and or one of the others. And yeah, I thought it was a good opener. Um, and like you, I have my ones where I'm like, ooh, I like this one a lot, or I like this one better. But yeah,
Yeah. So the next episode is called The Boost. What flavor is it? It's good and plenty. Uh, he like chews on the medicine. Ugh. Yeah,
oh gosh.
Jay is sick. Um, oh, this has the PSA where it's like that gross PSA with the puppet, and then he like turns
Yeah.
around and he's like, ah. I see
Yeah,
that
because he
clip
has
a
like the
lot.
messed up eyes.
Yeah. Because that's a real PSA. They just clipped it. Um,
Oh, there was PSAs back when we were
yeah,
kids that were not probably appropriate.
yeah,
So,
yeah. That's one specifically for Canada, I guess. Um, but yeah, I've seen the real one because I looked it up before. But yeah, Jay is sick. Um, and so Matt is like, oh, I'll get you medicine. He's like, no, I don't want to get medicine because then I'll be a drug addict or something. Like, no medicine. I'll just be, sick. And so Matt goes out. He sees at I forget what the store is called, but did you notice though? That's one of the stores
yeah.
from
Yeah, that was like A and C games or
yeah,
something like
A and
that.
C. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I saw this episode um before I watched Nintendo Quest or any of that. And so to see this and then to watch yeah, Nintendo Quest, I was like, "Oh, wait. I know this place. Why do I know this place?"
Yeah.
Um
Yeah, that's the one that I think the second one were for N64 Quest, they were there.
yeah.
The whole front looked at I know they have different locations there,
Mhm.
but I'm pretty sure they were at for one of the for one of the movies. But yeah, that was really, really cool. Um, yeah, the whole thing when he takes the pill out of the Good and Plenty and he eats it, he goes,
Yeah.
and I'm like, that's gross. He
Yeah.
doesn't. First
You
off, Good and
hear the
Plenty is it.
chew of like a
Yeah.
big pill. He's just
Plus, no one's picking Good and Plenty as a candy.
no.
Like my mom eats those. Right. My
Mhm.
mom's 80 years old, so that's her favorite candy. And I'm like, wow, a candy coated piece of black licorice does not sound tasty to me.
Yeah. But Matt notices that there's a GoldenEye tournament and for speed running, and that the number one spot gets a show at the Rivoli or something like that. So it says Rivoli, and so yeah, he get Matt goes back home and he gives him this. He's like, "What is it? What flavor is it?" "Oh, that's good and plenty." And then he eats it, and he keeps eating the medicine. Like he didn't realize that, like, oh, he only ate one or something. No, he ate the whole thing of them. So he's high out of his mind and sleepy because of all of these like cold medicines that he's taken, just all these pills. Um, and so he's um they take him to like the tournament and stuff. He's playing the tournament in the ANC games, and he's starting to like fall asleep. And I was like, "Oh, what? He's falling asleep. Oh no, what do I need to do? Oh, I need to get him speed. I need to go get some drugs. I need to go get speed." And so he goes to like outside, and this is a real thing. Like he asked a person for speed, and then that man comes out and he's like, "Hey, listen, I'm reformed. Don't do it, man." Oh no, no, it's not for me. It's for my
Oh yeah.
friend. He needs to win a golden eye tournament. That's why we need speed. He's like, "No, I know. Like you're making up excuses, man. Don't do that. It's fine." He's like, "Okay, thank you." And then he meets up with this woman, and he's like, "Oh, can I'm looking for speed. What are you looking for? Speed." "Okay, we'll go over here." And then like you hear him like do an exchange, and apparently that's a real person. And
Wow.
they didn't really get speed. He apparently just gave them money like after like the cut. Like he just gave them money. It was like, "Hey, um I don't need this. Keep the money. See ya." But then they had like this bottle of just pills or whatever, like fake speed that they use for the actual show. And they give him the speed, and then he's like doing really well. um and then but because he's so far behind and stuff as well, um Matt's like, "Oh, I need to cut the cables of the other people so they can, not do as well." So they cut some of the cables, the composite cables and all of that. And then Jay keeps taking more and more speed, and then he wins, he overdoses, and then it's Fresh Prince of Bel Air at the end. They're
Oh
they're
yeah,
they're
that
in
was funny.
they're in that same hospital room like I talked about earlier. Um,
Yeah.
but they're doing like the Carlton taking the speed episode essentially. But I love it because it ends with Matt getting thrown out like Jazz from Uncle
Oh
Phil, and
yeah.
then it says like directed by Matt Johnson or something like at the end with the
Yeah.
font.
And that goes back to the thing I said before of like every episode has little bits like that
Hmm.
where you have to really watch it because, you know, but yeah, I as soon as he got thrown out, I'm like, look, it's Jazz who always
Hmm.
got thrown out.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, they find out later. I mean, they find out like during that. He's like, "Oh yeah, you won. We won a thing at the Rivoli." "Oh no, it's not the Rivoli. It's Rival One. It's a Golden Ice. It's a speed running podcast." And so like the end credits thing is Matt. I don't know if Jay is there, but Matt is there. Like on a podcast talking to this guy about speed running and stuff. And then
That's
that's
what's funny
yeah.
because he looks like he doesn't even want to be there.
Yeah. But I
He's
mean, he
like,
still does it
yeah,
because like the guy was like, "Oh, if you want to, like, oh yeah, you win the opportunity to be on this if you want to." Um, so yeah, and the opening for this and everything was like GoldenEye and all of that too. This is a really good episode. I like this episode. This might be this might be my favorite episode of the season. To be honest, it has enough high highs. Um, and all of that. But I mean, there's other episodes here that also have some good stuff. But
yeah.
yeah,
I
I
don't
like this episode a lot.
I liked it. It's not my top episode, which when I tell you my top episode, you'll be shocked. But I did like it. And there's
Yeah.
some and to be clear, I liked all the episodes, but I had one that was like, okay, this is one I've laughed the most at and I thought was just really good.
Hmm. Um. So next episode is the buddy. Um. Jay is like, "No, I'm done with plans." And he goes to like a party. Matt is upset, and so it's a Mrs. Doubtfire parody, so he becomes Tony, this really cool guy, and he tries to befriend Jay, and he like has an accent and everything. It's like a British accent that keeps changing. Um, and then he's like, "Oh, you're trying to get a plan, huh? Let's do a plan for the Rivoli." But then Jay like listens to Tony, doesn't listen to Matt. And he's like, "Oh, I met this guy. Like, he's awesome. He's got a plan. He's gonna help us." And so it's a back and forth of like um uh, pretending to be Tony, and then pretending to be himself, and all this back and forth at a restaurant, and pretending like, "Oh, how you know this part of the plan? Oh, because um I don't know, why do I know this part of the plan?" Like it's just a bunch of back and forth and running back and forth and pretending to be one person or another person. um like there isn't really much to say about this episode, I would
Yeah,
say, because it's pretty straightforward, but it's a lot of like, yeah, being in two places at the same time. um uh the and the Tony, like the new movie that they're doing is called Tony, and so they were kind of shocked that they could call that movie Tony, about Anthony Bourdain. So they're like, "Oh, it's a subtle reference to Tony from this episode."
yeah,
um but yeah, but Matt is like um upset and like a lot of stuff, but then like Jay's also upset. He's like, "Oh no, you're always doing this. See, this is why Tony said that you suck. This is why Tony says that you're a horrible person and we shouldn't listen to you." He's like, "Tony said
yeah.
that." Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of back and forth in this, but I don't know. The main thing with this was that it was a networking party, and so he got Jay got like a card, I believe, in this, to
Yeah.
like call someone if he like wanted to like have a job. That's the main
Yeah.
takeaway from this episode. I think this episode's fine. Again, there isn't really much to say. It's very in the moment humor, so it's not really easy to like explain, in my opinion. Because it's very much just a back and forth of like, "Oh, we're in a restaurant. Oh, where's Tony? Oh, well, let me go get him." And then he comes back. "Oh, you just missed Matt," like that kind of stuff. um
Yeah, I'm the same, like, not really much to say about it. It was okay. This was probably my least favorite one of them. And like I
yeah,
said, they're all good. I just was like, the back and forth kinda got old real quick.
yeah,
Um, but yeah.
yeah. And again, Mrs. Doubtfire, so like the beginning was Mrs. Doubtfire, like it had Robin Williams singing the Figaro, like that was him.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
um but yeah, yeah, as we said, like there aren't bad episodes in the show. Like there's just worse episodes. And even then, like
Yeah.
they're not bad. Um, the next one, if you're okay about going to the next one.
Yeah.
Um, next one's the book. This is an episode that apparently aired first in almost said in Japan. Wow. Aired first in Canada. And like there is a weird like airings of these episodes. Like the book came out first, and then let's say like the Buddy, and then the Wahlburgers episode, and like all that. So like there it was like doomed from the start. I feel that's another reason why maybe it didn't do so well, or just be thrown around. But yeah, this is Treehouse of Horrors parody, so like the beginning and everything is The Simpsons. It's Treehouse of Horrors.
Yeah, I loved
um
that.
yeah. Matt goes trick-or-treating. It's like, "Oh, who are you supposed to be? I am the Grim Reaper of Death." Like talking to a tiny child, um trying to like trick or treat with the adults, and they're like, "No, you shouldn't be here." It's like, "What? I'm just trying to get some candy." um
I like the part where he finally realizes, he goes, "I shouldn't be trick or treating." Like,
yeah,
as he's walking around tons of kids and all this, it's just hilarious because I'm like, he's like, "I'm an adult. I shouldn't be doing this. I
yeah.
shouldn't be trick or treating," which I found hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, so Jay stays home because he's like, "No, I'm not gonna trick or treat. I'm gonna clean." And so he finds this book in the vent which is basically like Evil Dead or something like that.
Yeah, like
Um, the was that Necronomicon? Is that what that is? Um,
yep.
and it's been so long since I watched Evil Dead, but yeah. So he finds this and he notices like, oh, it's a music book. So he plays it and it shrinks him, and so he's tiny. So like half the episode, there's just a tiny Jay pretend like messing around. So there's really good effects of him with like a huge candy
Yeah.
wrapper around him, flying with the chip, um, getting water spilled all over him and being all wet from all that. The the heads come back from the first episode. He goes high. He flies into the head. It's like, Jay, I can hear you. Where are you? I'm in your head. You're in my head? No, I'm in the paper mache head. And so talk to him like that. Matt gets a magnifying glass and is like looking at him, and then it like slowly goes to his lips. And he starts licking his lips and like, why are you trying to eat me? Stop. I don't want you to eat me. It's like, no, I'm not going to, and it goes right back up and it like keeps going down again. Um I think the best part of this, they play like another song or whatever, like big. They try to do it like big or something. Um, and they they play a song and it makes them bigger, but then they reverse bodies, and so for a little bit you have Matt and Jay and Matt, and it's just interesting to see like Jay try to act like a Matt or whatever, like take
Yeah.
the hat, wear it, start writing. And if you notice, like his handwriting is awful because he just can't write on the board there. And it's like, no, play the song again. And like during these cuts, like back and forth, um, Jay or Matt's body is actually playing the piano. So I was like, oh, I didn't know he could play some songs, you know? Like it doesn't seem completely edited. Like it seemed like he was actually playing the piano.
Yeah, that was one thing I noticed.
Yeah, which is interesting because I didn't know he could play the piano, to be honest. And so they're like, oh, let's just play more songs. Let's play more songs until they get it. But the most hilarious part of this for me was where they green screened in the hunter from Jumanji pops up,
Yes.
and like it's him. Like they take it and they make it look like he is in their like house, in their apartment. And so like they're running away from him and all this, and the hunter like leaves. Um and they play the stuff again. Matt Jay turns, they switch back, but then Jay turns into a werewolf, and so Teen Wolf starts playing, you know, like it's clearly Teen Wolf inspired. And they're like, oh, we'll use this to get a show at the Rivoli. So then they go out to the park and stuff and play around, and he's just a wolf man hanging out, playing frisbee or whatever, and like hanging out and like having fun. And then all of a sudden, Jay just gets shot and killed, and then it zooms in, and it's the hunter from Jumanji shot him at the end of it.
Yeah.
Um, but according to all this, like it's not canon, I guess. Because it's just a Treehouse of Horror type episode. The thing I'm looking at here says that it doesn't have a number titled with it, so that's how it's not canon. But I like this episode a lot. This was the first season 2 episode I ever saw, so it was very different. I thought the special effects were very
Oh,
good
yeah.
for this
Yeah.
show. Like this is very impressive. Like the green screening, like all that stuff alone, I thought was awesome.
Yeah, I like this episode a lot. It was the first time you get like, you got holiday specials. Holiday episodes are always really great, but like all this stuff happened, and then you get to the end of the episode, and you're like, wow, that was like in the 20-25 minute range.
Mhm.
All this stuff happened. Um, it gave me, um, gosh, it just gave me like, I love this. I really like this episode a lot. But like when that guy came in from Jumanji, I'm like, that is really good CG.
Mhm.
Like very good.
Yeah.
Because and I know he's not really there,
Yeah.
but it was hard telling. I
Yeah.
mean, it was really well done.
Mhm. Yeah. Definitely. Um but yeah, good episode for sure. Um The next episode is B-Day. It's your B-Day. Matt forgets that it's Jay's birthday. It's 420. So he's like, "Oh, I gotta take you downtown to get a gift." And it's like, "Oh, we'll meet back at this toonie or whatever. Get if you get lost." So they like leave it like there's a toonie on the ground or something. We'll get lost. And Jay's hungry, so he goes to leave, and like Jay like finds a brownie, and so he's just high. He's just walking around just high out of his mind, walking around and getting lost, and he's still hungry. And it has one of the best clips I think of is where he's like um looking at it's like, oh man, I wish I had that toonie right now, because he sees the Burger King thing, and it says 10 nuggets for $2 or something, and he counts the nuggets like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 nuggets. So like he has to count the nuggets in order
Right.
to know. And so like as he's high and stuff, he realizes like, oh, we should get a show at the Rivoli. We need me back. I need to go back to that toonie. And like during the process, there's like a woman who gives him a banana. He's like, oh, you want? It's like, I really need a toonie. You want a banana? Okay. He gets a banana, but then you see later on, like the banana was rotten on the inside.
Yeah.
That he just got from this random woman who was shopping. Matt decides to like buy Jay a new outfit like as a birthday present. He goes to the store to try to get him something. He's like trying on things and gets like a new hat and all that. And he's like, you know what? No, I'm gonna go get us a show at the Rivoli. I'm gonna go to the Rivoli and I'm gonna go ask them like, hey, it's my friend's birthday. We should get a show. And they're like, hey, I like our band to get a show at the Rivoli. Your band? And then Matt misinterprets that like, what? We're banned. So and it like plays dramatically about it. And so they all return home. It's like, oh no, it's fine. We need to get a plan for the Rivoli or something, about how to get there, and get a show. And Matt, without like saying anything, he puts on like the black fedora, and he's just like very serious mode for like the next 2 episodes because
Yeah.
of this. um
Was this the Walking Dead opening one?
yes, it was.
Yeah. So that's what got me. The other part that was really good is when Matt comes with all the snacks, right?
Hmm.
He's running through it. This is like actual 420. Everyone's smoking and stuff. All these people are grabbing handfuls of chips out of the bags,
Hmm.
right? And he's like, no, no, they're for my friend. It's his birthday. But like, these are real people just grabbing a handful of chips out of the
Yeah.
guy running with a bag of chips.
Yeah.
Uh, I did like this one, but this really does start up the next 3 episodes
Hmm.
of like with that fedora and like what it is and what it does. Um, I really liked this episode because they weren't together, they were separate,
Yeah.
They were just like, Jay had his story, Matt had his story, and lots of camera looking.
Hmm.
Like he kept looking at the camera with the black hat on, like, "Ooh, now I'm evil."
Yeah.
Uh, and as you get to the last episode, it gets to explain a little more, but it was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, the next episode again, they all kind of go through at the same, but Matt is like, oh, we need to get off the ban list. And Jay's like, don't you mean on the banned list? Like, oh yeah, 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 that. And so like he writes the plan on the board and like changes it or whatever. And he's like, oh, but we'll we won't be able to get in if we just try to go in and get on the ban list, so we can't just walk in. And so they're like, oh, what we need to do is we'll hack. We'll hack ourselves onto the ban list. But in Matt's mind, he's saying hack ourselves off of the banned list. And so they go to like, I don't know, like a Best Buy type place or whatever, and like ask about like computers and stuff, and then ask about like hacking, and they just like hire this one guy to help them hack. And they're like, oh, how we hack ourselves in the ban list is like, oh, do you have like a password, an email, something like that? We can get them on the email. So then Like they have to go like into the Rivoli to like print off the email like name and password or whatever, so then they can get that to then hack themselves in. Um and like all of that. Like I'm a little fuzzy on this one in particular. Just because like I feel like this episode doesn't flow super great compared to the
Is this the
others.
band one
This is the
episode?
one, this is the hackers, so this is the one with the other guy.
Yeah. So this is the one we were talking about earlier because the hacker guy they got, and I asked Alex, said, "Is this guy an actor with them or is he real?" Because he seemed like if he was an actor, he was doing a very good job because he
Mhm.
didn't seem like a real actor. Um, so with this one here, first off, they decided to dress like hackers.
Yeah.
So it literally was like the movie Hackers,
Mhm.
and they kept yelling, "Hack the planet!"
Yeah.
as they're on their rollerblades. Um, but yeah, I this episode I really did like as well, mostly because they're trying to hack, right? They're trying
Mhm.
to hack, and they're using this guy, and he literally goes into the Rivoli, hacks their system, prints out an email,
Mhm.
and I'm sure you go into that later. But it was like I couldn't tell if he was like real or not, if he was like part of their thing or
Yeah.
whatnot, if he really was a hacker.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, they end up like getting that guy to go in to hack it, and which is really just go to an empty computer, print off an email. The email talks about like sewer maintenance happening underneath, and that's kind of like how the episode ends. Like they get that, and then Matt's like, "This is the last episode we're doing with Ned," and like it points to Ned, and like then he's just yeah, he's just not in
Yeah.
the next episode at all. Yeah, it
And this
kind of
is still
just
evil. This is
yeah,
still evil Matt.
yeah, it's still evil Matt. Like it kind of just ends, I feel, for the most
Mhm.
part with this one. Um and so uh this is one of the best openings that they ever did for this next episode.
Yes.
The band list, episode 7 of season 2. It is a flashback to the childhood about trying to sneak into the Rivoli for the first time. So it is Matt. Um, it's the Last Crusade. It's Indiana Jones and the Last
Yep.
Crusade. Um, they have like the drum happening, and it's like the whatever films thing showing instead, like who does them. Um, on it when it goes away. It has Matt like hiding inside like a instrument case or whatever. Um, there's very much like they're shot for shots for this versus Last Crusade, and it
Oh
ends
yeah.
with them being like, "Hey, kid, you need to you know stay out of trouble or whatever." And, like this guy gives young Matt the hat, like his fedora, like his real
Was
fedora.
that was that Ben Folds? Because I know he does the opening music.
Oh, it could have been.
Because
It
I was like, um,
it could have
now I
been.
gotta look.
Ben Folds 5? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it might be. That would make sense. That'd be funny if it was. But yeah, while you're looking that up, but yeah, it kind of just ends with that, and it shows like how long they've been wanting to get into the Rivoli. Cuts to present day. It has evil Matt looking with a stare at the Rivoli with his black hat on. Um they they try to go to the Ontario Museum because there's a exhibit about like the subway system, so they can figure out like how to get underneath the Rivoli because there's like tunnels everywhere.
Yeah.
Um and so like, oh, we can tunnel through the Rivoli, we can find that. And they go to the the museum and they see this thing here, and there's a guy there, and it's like, oh, what are you doing? Like, oh, we want this. You have a phone, don't you? Yeah, just do it. And like the guy's like trying to be like, take a picture or something, take a picture of it. Like, you have a phone, don't you? Just do it. It's like, oh, do you have a phone? Yeah, go for it. Go for it. And then Matt just uses his phone to break the glass to steal the blueprints of the map of the subways and of the tunnels, and then just runs away as security, and real security is chasing them, at least for that beginning part.
Yeah.
The second part, when they're out on the streets, or I think that might have been fake. But the real part, like the guy is like, hey, what are you guys doing, stop there. That's real security from what I've heard. So what they did for this, they snuck in a fake exhibit into the museum. So that's their own stuff, and then they broke it. So they didn't break any like actual like property. That was their own stuff that they snuck into the museum as an exhibit and then took it and broke it and went through. Um but yeah, because I remember you were talking to me, it's like, yeah, this seemed very real. And
It
yeah.
does, which I did find out that's not Ben Folds. It's
Hmm.
a guy by the name of Chris um, Murphy,
Hmm.
which funny enough, little tidbit here, he's done lots of soundtracks. So he did the soundtrack for The Girl Next Door. He was on there, but he was part of the music department for Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh, fun.
So, yeah, that scene was like very, very real looking.
Hmm.
Um, and the guy in the green shirt, the security guard, when he stops him, that was real.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that. The other guys you could kind of tell was a little
Hmm.
fake. Uh, but like what was funny is before they broke it, there was a guy there that's standing next to him, right? He goes, "Hey, we're not doing anything. We're not doing anything." And then they break it, and the guy's like, "You can't do that." And like he took off. He was like, "I don't want to be here for this,"
Yeah.
you know. Um, Speaking before, this was my favorite episode,
Yeah.
just because the whole thing with like the Last Crusade at the beginning,
Hmm.
which was literally that scene where they get the cross back or whatever,
Yeah.
that whole scene there with the hat, that had me there. Um, this was my favorite episode
Hmm.
through all of them.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. It's definitely a good one for sure, and a lot of, as we said earlier, great production value.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
so yeah, they grab the the subway map, the train, yeah, map of the tunnels and subways and all that, and they jump onto the subway tracks, which is apparently like spliced stuff. So like the people who were looking at them was from a different subway, and then they spliced, like went to an abandoned section, but still very dangerous. With the third rail, don't touch the third rail, and all of
yeah.
that. And so like they're walking along, and like they're like, oh man, it's really dark. And so Matt, Jay, I think, lights it up with a stick and some cloth or whatever, and touches the third rail and like electrocutes it. And or maybe that was Matt, I forget who did it, but um
It was
it
Jay.
was Jay. Okay, yeah. And he's like, oh,
Mhm.
fire, I think he says like fire. And then yeah, because Matt was then like, "What? That's actually live? We could have died. Why didn't you tell me?" Because like Jay the whole time was like talking about like the third rail, like don't touch it. Um, but yeah, while they're walking along, like they accidentally like set the thing on fire. They there's a few things here if I recall, like they Matt admits about like the ban list. They're actually on the banned list. um they accidentally end up inside like a dressing room in the Rivoli and kind of stuck, so they're kind of like hiding, and they find an entrance, and they run up the stairs to the roof, and then that's kind of just like how the episode ends. But yeah, this episode was very good. There definitely some good parts to it. Yeah, like you said, like yeah,
Yeah,
the Last Crusade stuff is really good. Um, the run around the subways and stuff is fun. And like the museum stuff, like yeah, there's a lot of like stuff that feels real in this episode. Um, and so I think that's why this feels like it. before the movie, this feels like it was all coming to this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this would have been the most production they ever did. Um, but yeah, they so it ends and then the ban list 2 happens, the betrayal, where it talks about in the buddy about um how Jay got that card. And so he called them on the B day and on the band. So he's supposed to like meet them to like do like a jingle thing and get a job. And but they're stuck on the roof, even though, as you pointed out, the ladder was already there in like the first
Yeah.
shot.
It's so funny because they're like, we're gonna check and see this ladder. If you go to the first shot, you could see the ladder.
Hmm.
And so um this one was definitely like a good conclusion of like everything that happened in like from the B day to the other episodes.
Hmm.
Um and I liked how it kind of was like this is like finally the conclusion here. And but yeah, they're like as they're stuck up there, it's kind of funny because Matt also explains about the black fedora.
Hmm.
And like he goes, I have to be honest with you, this is what was going on.
Yeah, it's like the symbiote. He said it's like the symbiote.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it made me all depressed and like made me so, focused on all this instead of fun. But I love it how like they find spray paint and like a spray can, spray paint, and they're like, "Oh, we need to make a plan up here in order to get down." So he like starts shaking it and like does like starts writing with it like one, break AC, two, person will show up or whatever. Like when they're doing it, there's these people from across, like on the roof of another building, looking at them and be like, "You can't be up there. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And Matt's like, "Oh, maybe I should Fresh Prince it." And he like takes the spray can, like pretends to like put it behind him, and he just like does like the shrug like from the opening
Yeah.
of Fresh Prince. And then they start walking away. He's like, "Oh, it worked. I think it worked. Fresh Prince in it." Um, but yeah, so they try to like break the AC unit so then if they don't have AC, then someone will come up and there'll be a ladder and they can leave. Um, Jay like is trying to like ask for the time downstairs, and he asks someone up down there is like, "Oh, what's the time?" "Oh no, I'm gonna be late for my thing." And then Matt gets freaked out like, "Oh, what are you doing? Why you're gonna let them know we're here?" "Oh no, I was trying to get this uh or actually no, Matt just assumes like, "Oh, you're trying to get that knife so we can open that up and use that as a screwdriver." "Okay, awesome." And so they end up getting the knife and opening it up and pulling the wire and breaking it. And then they allude to Nirvana the band, the show, the movie, because he was like, "Yo, yeah, it's gonna be like Ernest." Because he says
Yeah.
that in Nirvana the show, the movie, in one of the things about like, "Oh, you could get electrocuted, be like Ernest, like where you see my skeleton or something." Um and so yeah, they allude to that years and years before it. And they break it and they hide from the AC maintenance person and walk around them, and then Matt or Jay tells him the truth, being like, "Oh, I got this card during the buddy episode, and I called them up, and I'm gonna go be a jingle guy. I'm gonna go get a job and do that." And Matt's like, "Why? You don't have time. We have to get a plan, get a Rivoli. Like that's our full time job, essentially."
Yeah.
He's like, "No, I have to do this. I have to, get forward and all of that." And so he kind of just like leaves Matt on the roof, and it kind of just ends, like quiet ends. Like there's no
Yeah.
music or anything. It's very much a cliffhanger for the show. So if you can imagine, like this was the only thing until Nirvana the band, the show, the movie.
Yeah. And I think that's why I like this one as well, because like everything else had like music or whatever. It ends, it's very dramatic. It's very much like this is it.
Hmm.
It hits that dramatic and then it's done.
Yeah.
And then the episode, because I was like, watched it all the way to the credits, and I'm like, "There's nothing. It's done."
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, I think this one was, like, nice because, like I said, it got things cleared up of, like, all the different things that had been going on, and, yeah, they kinda just at this point, gone their separate ways, no more plans to get in there, you know?
Yeah, and like this season, besides the book, this season was more grounded than the first season, I would feel.
Yes.
Because like the season finale of that last one was like the bank robbery, where like how many of those people were actors, you know? Like a lot of those people were actors. Whereas this time, like no one was really an actor for the most part in like the, you know, the chasing and going underground and uh talking about Ninja Turtles. But yeah, there no one was really an actor in this except the kid from the hackers, I would say.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the season's awesome. I feel like I've said this before, maybe not. I think season 1 has a lot more replay and watchability. And I think season and half of season 2 does, but because season 2 is very um like syndicated, like like it has to be like in an order. For certain episodes you can't just watch an episode and enjoy it. Like
Right.
I mean, I guess you still can't really do that with season 1 either, but to a degree. But I don't know, there, season 2 doesn't feel complete necessarily because it's trying to tell stories across episodes, whereas season
Yeah.
1 they are self-contained, but then they have that little thing at the after the credits or during the credits that ties it to the next episode.
It makes me feel more of like a traditional comedy where there is a full story per season
Mhm,
of something going on.
mhm,
Like you mentioned The Office, each season had a full story going on for the whole season. So it definitely had that vibe of like, hey, we're gonna really try and put on a show.
yeah,
As where the first season was like episodes happen, but if you watched them out of order, it wouldn't matter. This you have to watch in order. Um, I still think it has its replayability. The only thing is like you have to watch it at least once or twice all the way through,
mhm,
and then you can kind of pick and choose episodes
yeah,
because you kind of already know what's going on. If you try to do it right away, there are going to be things that make no sense. Like if you went straight to like the band and you didn't understand like the buddy or like B Day and didn't understand the buddy episode of like who's he calling? Why is he trying to get this
mhm,
interview set? So yeah, I see that aspect. Um, I will say that like, again, I thoroughly enjoyed watching both seasons and the movie.
yeah,
So I guess if this does come out physical, a big if, I would definitely buy it.
yeah,
I would definitely buy it and own it to my collection because then I have it.
mhm.
So
Yeah, definitely. Well, this has been our episode of Nirvana the Band the Show season 2. I hope you all enjoyed it. Next time we're not talking about Nirvana the Band the Show anymore because there's no more of it. I don't know, unless we talk about the web series. We could always do that someday.
yeah,
Because some of those episodes are actually shorter, I want to say too, but again, like it tries to tell the same show, or the show is kind of a reboot of the web series.
right.
Um so we might be repeating stuff, they're just younger. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I am glad, I'm hoping other people enjoy it as well. I hear that people are, you know, watching this and it's doing really well on Hulu and all that, like, you know, the classic cult following, like it has word of mouth so people can
Yeah,
actually watch it. um
I would definitely tell people to watch it. It's thoroughly enjoyable and watch this, then watch the movie.
yes, 100%. Like because the show wasn't available, that's how you got away with watching the movie first, and I think you could still do that, but you would definitely get a lot more out of it by watching the show first. So yeah, like you said, like yeah, it'd be worth it to watch the movie again and see how it is, and then you'll see how certain things are either shot for shots from the show or like I was talking about like season 1, the banner, like they play that one song,
Mhm.
and there's a montage with them with the heads. Like that's the same song that plays when there's a montage and they have the big cable. So like there's a lot of things that are played, or the Jay's song I guess was in the first season because he that song already exists with his sister but it has different vocals. Um
Yeah.
so like yeah, there's just weird stuff like that where it's just like, oh, these interesting callbacks that they bring around. But yeah, this show's great. I'm glad we were able to talk about it. And if you like this as well as other shows, you could definitely take a look at our other reviews or other you know retrospectives and things like that. We've talked about other movies in the past. We talked about like Ninja Turtles. We talked about I don't know, holiday movies. Like we've had rankings of stuff, Adult Swim. Like we've talked about a lot of things over the years. So definitely take a look at the Get It Games. I think it's Get It Gaming Goes to the Movies. I think that's what the playlist is called on YouTube. That should have all the
Oh, yeah.
ones that should have all the ones where we talk about movies or shows or something like that, I believe, tied to that playlist. Um, but yeah, um, good episodes indeed. Do you have anything else to say to people, Ben?
Just to get at it.
Get at it.